This weekend, there were demonstrations in practically every European capital. Several thousand turned out, mainly young and willing to ignore coronavirus social distancing to protest against racism. The spark may have been George Floyd's killing in Minneapolis, but many insist this is not just an American crisis.
I feel like we think that because we're not as openly racist as America is, that we are innocent. We are not.
Ever since I was little, I was born here, I've experienced racism in kindergarten. I know what it is, and that's why I'm here.
While police violence against black people in America may be worse, protesters say Europe has a problem. French protesters point to the death in custody of Adama Traoré in 2016 as just one example of the changes needed in their country. And for many of these young people, this is no longer just about George Floyd, but what they say is lingering institutional racism. You only have to look at the toppling of this statue of a 17th century British slave trader to see the widening scope of their agenda. Contrast that with the official line from the upper reaches of the EU. Last week, EU Commission Vice President Margarita Schinas criticised the US response to peaceful protests. He said, "I do not think we have issues now in Europe that blatantly pertain to police brutality or issues of race transcending into our systems. But we do have an issue in Europe which is the issue of inequalities and income distribution." It's probably not a view fully shared by protesters or many on Europe's progressive left. They might point to police violence against French yellow vest activists or Catalan separatists. And they would certainly highlight the EU's hardening policies on migration as a vestige of the continent's colonial history. Some European leaders admit there is still work to do.
This
murder of George Floyd is terrible. It is racist, and we know ourselves that we know something of racism here and have our own battle to fight against it here too.
Europe's protests do not amount to a genuine mass movement. EU leaders may have the coronavirus pandemic to thank for that. But the anger and passion is genuine. Official complacency over Europe's ongoing racial tensions and its complex colonial inheritance could be a dangerous mistake. Simon McGregor-Wood, TRT World.